Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus and I am so happy to be back. I have an interesting new challenge run for us planned, so it'll be something new, something innovative, something different, and I am so looking forward to getting into this game again. There has been a number of updates to the game since I've last played. We will be going through all of that. I'll be talking a bit about what the objective of this Let's Play will be. And there's just so many things I want to tell you, but I also so badly want to get started on the game. So let's see if we can do that. You can probably skip forward until we get into the game, but you might be missing sort of about what the purpose of the game is. So let's get started on what is going to make this Let's Play here super unique and interesting. Well, the main part is the fact that I'm going to be hunting achievements. So the objective is to get all achievements in the game in one playthrough, minus the 3 achievements that are time-based, because I don't care for speedrunning, as you know, if you know anything about me, so it's going to be really challenging. I'm going to show the key ones here that will be dictating how we're going to play the first half of the game, and there will be 0.5 resources, which I think is going to be interesting, because Dyson Sphere Program has a tendency to very easily become infinite resources. This way, I am forced to do more expansion. I'm forced to be thinking a bit about what I'm going to do, so it's going to be really interesting. There'll be no solar sails, but then you can't build a Dyson Sphere. That is correct. We can't build a Dyson Sphere until we complete the mission. And that means in the beginning we are going to be trained for how to deal with power, which is interesting because there are new buildings that will solve that thing as well, and it'll force us to build in a different way. No rare veins. That means we can't go out and mine organic crystals, for example, at a distant planet, but we can get organic crystals by building them ourselves. So that means we're going to have to do sort of the boring, slow recipes for all of the items, which means more innovative setup and interesting things. And then the final challenge that's going to be really, really tough for anyone who knows who I am and what I do. There will be no foundations. That means no land filling. I will have to adhere to the geology of the world, and that's going to be a massive challenge. So this will make sure that our build will be different from what I've been doing before. And also, don't worry if you feel that this is like, oh, but what about all these things that you can't do? Well, after we do the mission complete, which is the trigger for these achievements, then I will be transitioning. I'll be paving the world. I'll be getting all the rare resources. I'll be making massive Dyson spheres, and I'm going to be making a real, true MEGABASE civilization here. So if you want to be part of this journey, be sure to like the videos so we can get more people interested in this and make sure that the algorithm here on YouTube is being fed and will show it to more people, and also show that you actually are interested in it. Also, of course, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. There's going to be a ton more Dyson Sphere Program and other building factory games on the channel. There will already be that. And of course, if you want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon, but of course there is no obligation. If you can't get enough of Dyson Sphere Program, then I'm also streaming this game on Twitch. It is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at twitch.tv/Nilaus, and it's at 8 p.m. Central European Time. There is a link in the description below, and it's kind of the same world where I'm testing and building ahead, and then I'm going to be cleaning it up for this playthrough. Whew, that was a lot of words. Let's get into the game so we can get started on all the stuff we want to do. So here we are, we have landed, and already now we have the first thing that we are not allowed to do. We are not allowed to disable this one, and that's actually going to be a bit more troublesome than it looks, because this has a nice hydrogen fuel tanks for us, but we can't do that, because if we do that, then we are missing an achievement that's called Memento. And let's have a look at all the achievements here. 0 out of 100, that's a good progress. And if we go all the way, I don't know where it is. I can't, there's no, I'll do enable detection. There we go. Okay, so there's one where this one has to stay there until the end of the game. All right, this is in the game. So what are we going to do here? Well, the first thing is pretty basic. If you are not familiar with this game, well, we are going to be starting sort of mining a bit, and we're going to be mining here. We're going to get some handcrafting done. We are going to, you can go in here. We can go in here, we take some fuel, so we can start burning some fuel here so we can get going. We are going to get some materials here as well, some iron ore that we can then process. Now all of this is, honestly, it's super slow. So what I'm going to do is just skip a bit ahead until we have sort of the very first basic things. That's a few miners here and some boxes, so we can really get into the nitty-gritty of it. First thing we need to do is getting the electromagnetism research. Let's do that, and we're going to use resources from our inventory that we are just handcrafting our first little magnetic coils. Yeah, magnetic coils. We'll just get that, and then we can set up our miners. It doesn't take much time to do that, but we need to do that. There we go. Just always remember your ABC in the beginning. Always be crafting. That is your ABC, and you need to adhere to that. There we go. We got our first research, and then we can start working on some of this. That will be our first miner right there, and then it'll be our first little. So there we go. That is the first thing. Ta-da! We got wind power achievement. Awesome. Let's do the same thing for copper as well, so we can get that sorted as well. And this is also the first research that's actually worth anything that we want to get right now. And that will give us the very, very first teeny tiny little bit of automation. What we will do is we will be building something like this. There. And then I'll just build a storage box. I don't have that yet, so we'll just build a storage box. And that's going to be here. And I'll be building the first little bit of automation here. And I'll get in. Look at that, automation is coming up there, and I will also get probably a research here, that one, so we can get that on. And we need a box in here, and then we need more. Always too close. Come on. There, I think. And I'll get this one. So this is our very first automation. That isn't actually getting all of it. That's great. We'll do this one instead. And there we go. So that's our first automation that I will also do for copper as for iron as well, and then get that started. So this is where we are right now, and I just set a small thing up, and this is where we get the most important one, research. This is our blueprint. This is what we really want to strive for. I've been focusing on this. We just set this tiny thing up, and I said I wanted to do it sort of direct in, but it actually is better to do it this way, even though it uses a few more belts, but otherwise they can't unload fast enough, because the input here was not yeah, so if you make one of these sorters too long, then it only gets 0.75 per iteration, and then that's not fast enough for the arc smelter that works on a 1 second. We are not doing great on power, so what we really want to do is we want to craft more power just as we go forward, and so always be crafting. As I said, what we will be doing now is we are going to stamp down a blueprint, because that's why we did it. I have prepared some blueprints, and if you're interested in my blueprint, I'm going to share all the blueprints I make on my website. There'll be a link in the description below. But also, I already have made a lot of good blueprints, and they are actually still working. So we're going to take a look at one of those, and this is from my starter early game hub, and it's honestly, it's goddamn amazing, this blueprint. It is made in the old CEST setup here. So these are the blueprints that at the point when I did it, there could only be 50 entities in the first tier blueprint. They've now changed it to 150, so I can collect this into a better setup, but I'm not going to do that just yet. What I am going to do is take this one, which I shouldn't be taking first, and then I will be, I think it has to be this. So we need to find a place where there's a ton of space. Like lots and lots of good space. See, this is a great location. Like this one. I need it to be very long. And that means I need to go up here. And I am going to make it really, really, really close. Like this close. Like this close. Like this close. There. Blueprint. Now this is not going to get built because I'm too far away. The whole point of this is that I will set up this blueprint. And... oops. Early game hub. It's a bit convoluted to set up, because what I wanted to do was I wanted to set it up in this location first, which there, I have to rotate. This will be here, but don't worry, we'll it'll make sense eventually, and then we will need to make some changes to this because we are building the whole damn thing first of all in the wrong sequence. There we go, and What? Yeah, that's overlapping. This is where it needs to go. And then the last one, well, the first one here. Rotate, rotate. This will be stone. And then once we get that, I will explain what's going on. So this will be the first part. And then I can build number 6 and here. This is number 4. That was the one we started. The number 5 goes sort of weirdly in. First rotate. And then it will just magically fit in right here. And we have the last bits. This is all super convoluted, but I spent a hell of a long time on building this or designing this. So of course I'm going to use it for our build. Rotate, rotate. And because what I will have with this build, blueprint. What I'll have, let's go to map view and have a look at it. And I'll just explain it before we start building it. I will have a line in here. This will be for stone bricks. This one will be for iron ore. This next one will be for iron into magnets. No, iron into... First iron into ingots. And then the last bit, iron into magnets. Then here I'll make the green circuits. And these two will make the magnetic coils. And over here we will have some copper. And then I'll put it into 5 boxes at this point. Now what I'd really love to do is make a nice... let's say, yeah, cut time lapse of this, because I know we all love time lapses. But look at these 3 things here. Look at these. Look at how slow they are. This is literally going to take me half an hour to build this, and that is just absolutely ridiculous. And in the meantime, I will be slowly building things in here. So my objective is actually not building this one, but it's actually building the feeder ore into this, because as soon as I feed something in, for example here for this iron ore will probably be my first one. So I'll take the iron from here and feed it into this one, because then I can start getting it and I can start picking up more iron here and handcrafting away, so that we will eventually get more. So of course we're going to get like tons and tons of belts. That's going to be the first thing. We're going to get a lot of, well, a few of these as well. So let's do it in sort of skips, and we'll just come back to it. So first thing I want to do is make sure that I get the iron hooked up and fed into here, because then I can start using this to feed the next part. So this is the first little partial achievement here. We now have our new iron location built here, and we're getting one little line in of iron inbound. And in the meantime, I'm just crafting away, crafting my little heart out here. What we're seeing there now is just this will now make it so much easier for us to just pick up things here, here. At this point, there are a lot of research that we could get. Well, maybe we could look at some of these. I don't want to do this one. I mean, why do I really need inventory? I don't really need it. None of these are... This one is pretty good, but I don't have the energetic graphite available. None of the other ones are available for us now. We could do the mecha flight, but it just uses so much power for us. We can put this one up here just for the time being. What we are going to do now is... So now we got the iron going. That's pretty good. So let's get some of the next one. The next one here will be another iron line, and that will go in here. So we need iron line and a copper line as well. Copper is not as important because we do have a ton of copper over here. That I will get. There is a copper location right there. That's going to be the one that I'm going to take and put into this location. So we'll be continuing, and then I will be at always handcrafting more. We are going to set up another 2 lines of iron going here. Let's actually do the design for it, because we can still do design even though we don't have the materials. Look at our power, by the way, is also horrendous. So I need to just keep expanding out here with lots and lots of wind turbines, and that's kind of the only way we can do power right now is wind turbines. We can also do solar panels. Solar panels are okay. We're allowed to do solar panels. We're not allowed to do solar sails, but that's kind of way off from us right now. Here, and I don't have a pattern for this. All of this is... Everything is temporary, including solar sails here. This is an awful spaghetti that you would not expect to see me doing, but desperate times to require desperate means. We're still handcrafting, so let me set this up, and then we're going to build over here. Is it better now? Yeah, power is slightly better. We'll just have these sort of marked, and then... So we are going to get another location here. This will get another 12 12 locations done. Let's see, that's good. That's 6, 7-ish. And there is just room for us right there. And that will go on a line here. Power line. Probably need one here and then another one there. Good. And this will go one more line into our hub. Rotate it, and that goes into here. Right, so let's get this one built, and then we can go on with the next part. So now we're coming up on the next objective. We brought in the iron line here. This iron line is going in here and becoming iron plates to be combined into the green circuits, and it also goes over here to become magnetic coils. Magnets into this part. I really think I should be having that. Yeah, I should have that. There we go. So one more thing, the way that I built it means that these 3 here do not have any output, because you can't put when you put down a blueprint, how the hell do we say this? A ghost sorter cannot connect to a ghost belt. That's just the way it is. It doesn't work like that. But that's okay. What we're going to do, we are just getting more, and we are still struggling for power. This is always going to be like our main problem is power. You can see we're just desperately waiting here for this one to go out, and it's because we are handcrafting. At the same time, crafting takes power and drones take power. So we're waiting for this drone to go out. What we want to do now is we want to make a copper line, take it from this copper line over here and bring it into that one, and then we're going to build the rest of it. So that's so we can get that going. There is if we go to the build mode here, there is a fault line here, and that means we can't really be working across that. So let's build our new, we don't even have that. All right, well, that's yet another thing that has to be handcrafted, and we'll get on with it. Here we are. We have now finally built all of it. We get the copper coming in here, and we are getting it in here. I'm turn this the other way so that it's easier. You can see it is collecting. There is one more thing that isn't quite working. This part here, this does not have a connection from here to here, and this one does not have a connection from here to here. Aside from that, it should be all good. They are in the blueprints, but again, the problem is with the some ghost inserters on ghost belts. But it works right now, and we are getting some stuff in here. We are seeing it. It looks good. I can always just hand feed these to get it going again. We are getting all of the stuff here, and in terms of sort of context, we are approaching the 1 hour mark for this space. So if you're looking at it and start a brand new world, and this is what you have in 1 hour, I'm actually pretty happy about it, because what it means is that we can go in here and just go, yes, thank you very much, yes, thank you very much, get all of the stuff we need, so we can now start crafting things into the next part. So we have more. Okay, by the way, also I put in the line here back from all the way there and you can see there's a forest of wind turbines as well. So as I said, this is sort of a benchmark on what can you achieve in 1 hour. And but we want to make more. We want to make sure that all the stuff that we want to build, like inserters, sorters, belts, power poles, all that stuff is getting built. Luckily, someone has already prepared some blueprints for us. Hey, that's so nice of them. So let's do that. And remember, all of them has to be rotated here, at least in my setup here. So I put it in here, that one. This will make this will be the first part that makes gears. We are going to need a lot of gears, so let's put that in here. The second thing we want to do is, and you can see here, I have 3 locations, and you can see what they're building: 4 things, 4 things, and 4 things. Rotate, rotate, and they will fit smoothly together. And I'm actually going to stand here so that we can start getting the first part working, but I am going to build this one out here, and luckily, rotate, rotate, and there. Next, the last one. Wonder if it works. It does. This one will also take care of all of our blue science. So with that done, you can see that there is still, how do we see that in a more easy way, like zooming in? There's still quite a distance here, which will eventually be expanding to something more. But this will take care of all of the initial things that we want to build in this base, and it'll also make sure that you can see here, this is the intention. we'll now have these belts going in. It's kind of like a little bus where we have the green circuits, we have the magnetic coils, we have the gears. On the other side, we have the iron and the stone bricks. And then we can sort of just progress along here and then get all of the cool things we will need. Now, one of the key points about this is that it will, of course, consume way more than what I actually have available. And that's kind of okay. It's kind of okay because it'll get started on something. This one will fill all the way up, and it's basically just intended to just work while you're doing other things. So let's get this one here. I will just let this whole thing build, and then we'll check back. So here we are at the end of the line here. We have finally made all of this, and you can see two of them are not really set up. This is for splitters and this one is for thermal power plants, or the other way around. I can't remember, but it's one or the other. What you can also see is that every single one is now filling up really nicely, and it's just ready for us to go by and pick up whatever we need. And let's also keep this one. And we're now also building the last pits we're building. It's just force of habit. There we go. We got the electromagnetic matrix. We are making science now. We're making blue science. That is another achievement, which means we can now go in here and finally get started on some of the things that we want to do. One of the things we want to do, this one so we can get that splitter thing. Lack of research item. I am kind of aware of that. I also want to do, actually this is not the most important thing. It is more important for us to get here, because that gives us energetic graphite, which is really nice to have. And then I want to do thermal power, because we want to make sure that we can do thermal power with the graphite we're getting. Then we want to get there. Oh, no. Then it's over to upgrades and taking a look. And then it's one more drone. Thank you very much. One more drone. And also one more power. Yeah, okay, we will have this one at this point. Drone energy. Yes, please. More drone energy. And then we can see whatever we want here. There we go. Veins on the planet. Whew. That is great. And I think that this needs another over here. And these will now be set to science. And what we'll see here, I don't need to set up this part, but we are now getting all the science done. Now we can get all of the magical blue science done. And what we will see is that we will get that incredibly fast. Well, I mean, incredibly fast in the context of this game, because what we can do now is we have all of this built, and I am super happy about this. This is what we want, and it's sort of in game time. Just for context, this is about 1 hour and 10 minutes of game time, so it might feel slow when you're just sitting there and waiting for the drones to fly up, but on the other hand, it's not that bad. If we can have this hub built in 1 hour and 10, and then we can sort of have all of our blue science being done, because this one will easily dig through all the blue science, then we can start working on some of the next things. And what will be the next things, you might ask? Well, one of the things will actually be extending the hub, but we're also going to need to make glass production, we're going to make steel production, we're going to make energetic graphite, we're going to make thermal power, and we're going to make some rudimentary silicon production, as well as expanding the hub. That's my objective for the second episode. So you can already see I am planning well ahead, and there are so many things that we want to go. And then from there on, it's red science, and from there on, it's exploring the second planet. So there is a whole lot of things going on in this series, and I hope that you want to be keeping up with the series. I hope that you are enjoying it. I hope that you are appreciating the cuts and that kind of thing. Let me know if there's something in terms of styling and context or explanation that you want to see different. The comment section is there for that. And well, hitting the like button actually helps a lot, especially when this is the first episode of a series, because that means there's more discoverability, and hopefully we can attract more people to see that, hey, this is a cool place to hang out if you enjoy Dyson Sphere Program or Factory games in general. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you will be subscribed by the end of this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, and as always, stay effective.